guys, it's Melanie. Happy Monday and welcome to another Mask Monday. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Pacifica Cherry Lava Purify Mask. I recently picked this up at Ulta. If you guys are familiar with Ulta, you know that the Pacifica stuff is carried on the drugstore side of the store. So this does qualify for the $3.50 off coupons that quite frequently are available at Ulta. So you can use those $3.50 off on the drugstore side of things. You can't really ever use those on the like higher end items on the opposite side of the store. Ulta, as we all know, kind of divides their store in half with high end over here, drugstore over here. So what was really great is at the time that I purchased this, they were actually having a buy one get one half off, which they seem to do fairly frequently on Pacifica products. So I was able to purchase this, and then I purchased also a hair mask, and Pacifica is a little bit more expensive. This particular mask does retail for $14, and it is 2.25 fluid ounces. So as far as drugstore skincare goes, it is a little bit more expensive, but again, use the coupons, go when it's buy one get one half off, or you know, just $14 isn't bad for a face mask, at least for me, but I spend a lot more on skincare, so this seemed pretty reasonable for the amount. So this particular mask is it's a mix of charcoal, wild cherry, volcanic ash, and green tea. And it is designed apparently for all skin types. By the way, this is a 100% vegan formula, and it's obviously cruelty free. So the texture of this mask is kind of interesting because when it comes out, it has this kind of slightly, I would say like almost frothy like texture to it. And that will come back into play here in just a minute. This is what it looks like on your skin. So it has kind of like a charcoal color to it. And it's, yeah, like I said, it's kind of frothy or moussey when you put it on. It does say to apply a fair amount of the mask. And I will say, in order to get it to spread properly, I did need to use a good amount, more than I do for a lot of my higher end masks. But I still have a lot of product in here, so I'm going to be able to get a lot of use out of this. So you spread this on your face, you leave it on for 10 to 15 minutes, and then you wash it off. So pretty traditional mask, nothing fancy that you have to do with this. Let's read a little bit about what it says here in terms of the ingredients and what they are meant to do. So they say that the Cherry Lava Purify Mask is a pollution fighter. There are charcoal masks, and then there is this mask. Apply it to your skin, let it do its thing, then massage into a foam and supercharge the effects. Charcoal and volcanic ash work to get the junk out of your pores. White clay helps to tighten. Green tea works to soothe, and apparently you are supposed to be able to get your skin's vitality and glow back. So it says that it is supposed to basically super clean your pores. So the volcanic ash removes the dead skin, stimulates, opens the pores to help detoxify and remove blackheads and dirt. The caffeine is a mild stimulant. When applied topically, is considered an antioxidant. Green tea is a rich source of, oh geez, I'm not going to say that word. We'll call it EGCG. I know you guys have heard of that. Regarded as one of the most popular antioxidants available. So, and a lot of the ingredients that are the like main ingredients that they talk, the key ingredients that they talk about here are actually more in the middle of the ingredient deck here. The first couple of ingredients are water, glycerin, myristic acid, palmitic acid, stearic acid, potassium hydroxide, and then it starts to get into, there's some lauric acid in here, some benzyl alcohol. Then you get into the charcoal powder, the volcanic ash, the kaolin, the caffeine, the green tea, the rhodiola rosea root, which that was a main ingredient in another mask that I used recently. I can't remember which one now, but anyway, so the key ingredients are more in the middle of the ingredient deck. But all that aside, I've used this mask 3 times now, and I have to say that I really actually enjoy it quite a bit. It is a little bit difficult to remove because when you go to take it off, when you add warm water to it, it wants to foam up and it becomes really slick, and you really have to work at foaming up that dried on mask. It doesn't dry to like a hard, like typical concrete type clay-based finish that you will get with a lot of masks like this. It is almost like a soft mud type finish, like that maybe was hardened by the sun for just like an hour or so. Like it's, you know, it definitely breaks down, but then that like soapy kind of feel comes into play with this mask. It is almost like a cleanser. It really does foam up. I'm talking like suds galore. It was almost like I was giving myself a second face wash and it took several rinses to get the mask off my face. I think I could have probably used a washcloth and maybe help that process along, because my skin just kept feeling like there was still like a soapy film on there. Eventually that did go away, but it just took quite a number of rinses to do that. So it was a little bit of work to get it off, but I do love the effect of it afterwards. My skin was very glowy. It wasn't irritated. It wasn't overly dry. It didn't feel tight or itchy. I don't feel like it aggravated my oil production in any kind of way, so it didn't dry my skin out to the point where I felt like waking up the next day that, you know, my oil production went into like overdrive because of taking out too much oil, if that makes sense. That was a really complicated way to say that. I don't think it overly dried out my skin at all, but it did work to pull some of that excess oil out, which during the summertime, I really like these clay-based masks to help with that just a little bit, because my skin can get extremely excessively oily, and just taking a really mild clay type mask every couple of nights is really helpful in sort of helping to balance that. Now, after using a mask like this, I always replenish my skin with a really good moisturizer, and quite often I will use my marula oil. Usually it's the Drunk Elephant, but I've also been using the ordinary one pretty regularly. So I would recommend, if you have oily skin, that you do replenish your skin after using a mask like this, just so that you are keeping your skin hydrated and so that it doesn't think that, you know, it needs to produce more oil to replace the oil that was just removed. Overall, 2 thumbs up. I really like this. I think it's a very affordable mask. So for those of you that are on a tighter budget or you don't like spending a ton of money on skincare products, I really like the Pacifica line in general. I've used a lot of their lotions and a couple of their perfumes in the past. Is it the Indian coconut? I think that's what it is. That's one of my favorite, and their blood orange. Their blood orange is a really nice summertime scent. So I like Pacifica products in general. I really like this mask. I actually want to try a couple more from them. So this makes me confident in purchasing more masks from them. I'm also excited to try the deep hair conditioner that I purchased as well. So you'll probably see that in a Friday favorites and flops coming up here soon, and I'll let you know how that worked for my hair. But overall, 2 thumbs up, $14, good deal, good amount of product, great for specifically really oily skin, which is what I have, but I could see this being a good product for those of you that just have normal or combination skin as well. Those of you that are really dry, I don't think that you would need something like this. I think you should probably use a more moisturizing mask, but normal to combination to oily to extremely oily, this seems to be a good one for summertime. Just be prepared to work a little bit harder to get it off. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Bye.